thing I found interesting. Oh, Grandma and Grandpa are like 95 years old and they're holding hands as they walk in. That's incredible. That's what I want. That's what I want. Anyway, little Grandma and Grandpa, 90 years old at least, holding hands as they go inside. Oh, I'm jealous. That's what I want. It's so nice to have something like that, to have somebody that's real. I mean, I'm sure they've had their bouts and their issues over life. I'm sure they've shared their entire lives together. In that, I'm sure they've had their own issues. That's real right there. I'm sure she is real, and I'm sure he is real. That's incredible. It's funny, it's interesting. I was inside here, and I grabbed some grub, and I sat down. And I like, these changes and these processes that I'm going through is because I've just become a lot more social. I mean, through biblical evangelism, I've had never any problems approaching people and talking to people in an effort to share the gospel with them. And not that I've not done that, not that I've stopped. I mean, I'm still life issues going on, but hey, my gospel tracts, I love that the power of the gospel is not within me. It's in the message that I give and the message that we share. And so, not that I've, slacked that, but beyond that, just sitting in, like in here, for instance, this girl's probably, 30, 29, 28 years old, sitting in this middle open area. I just kind of, I grabbed my food and I went over and just sat down. I said hi when I sat down. Of course, in my own crazy, dorky kind of way. I'm never shy, and it was great. I was able to, I don't have a problem talking to people in person, and I love that. And I was able to talk to this girl named Patricia, and we sat and we talked for. I ate my food. I wasn't hungry, but I just felt like coming over here. This is my old stomping grounds. I used to work here long ago. I wanted to come over here and eat a taco because I've been craving a taco. So I came and I grabbed my food and I sat down. I had my iPad, my phone with me, and I was just gonna browse for a little bit as I ate. And I just started talking to this girl. Well, I've been here for 45 minutes, and we were both done probably 30 minutes ago. Threw my trash away, I offered to take her trash and sit down, and took her trash and threw it away and went back to the table and we sat and we talked, and it was a great conversation. I'm glad I got to meet her. We actually got to exchange phone numbers and contact information and stuff like that. Go out for ice cream or something. I like ice cream dates. I call them ice cream socials. Yeah, I like it. I like being able to talk, and I find myself everywhere I go now. I purposely go to places. I don't like to eat out much, but I'll purposely go to places to eat cheap just so I can sit and talk with somebody. And that's not just the female side, it's male and female, because everybody's got a story to tell. And there's one thing that you can learn is about giving a smile to somebody and asking them how their day is going could really brighten their day. I know it's helped me in the past. I enjoy this, and I enjoy this lifestyle that I get to live now, this of freedom to be able to express, to be able to talk to people. I'm the type of person that, I'll take a step back and I'll accept the environment that I'm in, and I'll find great things that are in that environment, and I'll be very optimistic about it, because I literally live by the premise that every single day is the new best day of my life, no matter what. And there's nothing that can happen that can bring me down. Nothing. Every day is the new best day of my life. Every day is a great day. Every day is a fantastic day. And it definitely, it changes your perspective on things. Not that I'm dating, but dating, I've gone on several dates, but it's like dating it's hard because it kind of makes you vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable because you're opening up to somebody brand new again for the very first time, and so that kind of really, I kind of stay secluded in that area. But as of this point in my life, I don't focus on relationships too much. I've been extremely burned with my last two relationships, who have both, after years and years of their version of commitment, both left me for other, well, I wouldn't call them that. So I have this, because of this, I have this commitment phobia, fear of commitment. I've been lied to on so many levels. I mean, huge levels and itty bitty levels. Lied to. And so I have this big giant commitment phobia that weighs in like this black cloud over my head all the time. I feel like my own self-sabotage would be, I usually run away when the girl starts to like me. I've gotten really good at that, because there's obviously something wrong with her if she likes me. And so I just kind of tend to back off. Whether they chase after that, it's up to them, but I just don't like to pursue relationships because, you know, you've been burned so many times. And I hate to, I don't want to lump all the female, I don't want to lump, I don't want to lump every female in the same bucket, but every female I know has lied to me as far as a relationship and has cheated on me multiple times. Now, born again Christians, no, they won't do that. They're sure capable of it. Okay, hold on. Time out right there. Let me do my best to interject, kind of clarify what I mean. I lived my life for my wife. She was my everything for 6 years. I was obsessed with her, everything that she was. There was a tremendous amount of pain, but at the right time, she popped into my life and changed a lot of things. I believed in my heart that she was the one. She was the perfect woman for me. The calling was so sure, so I picked up and I left and I moved to her town, all right? Because she was great. I became obsessed with being with her, right? I became obsessed with being with her and making her mine. But I believed so hard about this obsession inside of me that she was mine, right? And so I left. It took her a while for her to see me for who I am. That was, you know, several months. But since she has, she never tried to change me. For 6 years, she inspired and encouraged me. Not once has she ever said to me that, hey, you know, you work too much. Not once did she ever ask me for more time. Not once did she ever say, Chris, be somebody else. Change this, change that. She truly was the perfect woman for me. She's an unbelievable partner. She's a great friend. She's an amazing wife and a fantastic mother. And that's why I dedicated my life to her. But oh, so sadly, I cannot say any of those things about her today. I never, if you had told me a year ago, well, no. If you had told me 2 years ago I'd be where I am today, I would have told you you're out of your mind. Because I cannot say those things about her today, any of them at all. And that's hard. My entire adult life, people have been telling me that my obsession with being real and being successful is a bad thing. You know, I've been called a work addict, I've been called compulsive, obsessive, never satisfied, out of balance, tyrannical, even impossible to work with. I was called selfish, greedy, mean to people, narcissistic. I've been called it all. OCD, ADD, ADHD, so many D's that I started to think I was a big D. But I've been told I've been too demanding, I have unreasonable expectations for myself and for all others. I've had professionals, so-called professionals, suggest that I had diseases and labeled me ADD and ADHD and OCD. It's like a list goes on and on. Friends and family told me that for years that I need to chill out. I had even customers and coworkers telling me I need to chill out. I had people that I worked for, that I would produce for, that I would sell for, that I need to calm down, relax, take it easy, back off, take some time off, something. Just take a vacation, Chris. That's not me. The reality is that no matter how much I tried to squelch or control the obsession that I had with living a life, it's been the single one thing that is most responsible for my being where I am today. My obsessions, my obsession with being better and improving my life, and my obsession with becoming the Chris that I needed to be, the one I knew I could be, that sat inside of me, has taken me from lost and broken in every way, by the way, financially, spiritually, physically, every way I was broken at the age of, 30, to where I am today. And I'm thankful for that. I'm not going to complain about that. She is the queen of faithfulness. She's everything. She's faithful, she's loyal. The most faithful, loyal female you will ever meet. She don't even know what it means to be unfaithful. To her, there's not even an option for being unfaithful. And she's a dog. The one that I thought I knew was chasing somebody else for so long. For 6 years, chasing somebody else. And I still have old faithful. I was talking to Danae last night. As her and I were talking, I said, if we would just one time do what the Bible says about 1 Corinthians 6, and that is marry a believer. Well, it says don't marry an unbeliever. That's what the Bible says. And we talked about this for probably 20 minutes now, and we're going to probably finish that tonight when we meet up. But the fact of don't marry an unbeliever. If you marry an unbeliever, you're bound for trouble. You're bound for that nightmare to start. Okay, well, again, I felt like I could do things on my own and do things the way I wanted to do them, and don't do it God's way and just do it my way, and I would try to mold. That didn't happen. And of course, my prideful way, again, pride won out, and it led me to nothing but destruction. And so when I told Danae that last night, she says, you're exactly right. We're both looking for the very first time, a Christian. Not that say that Christians don't have problems in their relationships, but their focus is different. Their focus is that of, I will do whatever it takes to honor Christ. And therefore my goal would be, I will do whatever it takes to honor Christ. So having two people in this environment, two people in this relationship where they're both doing whatever it takes to honor Christ, a lot of your problems will be resolved in itself. No disciplinary issues, no fighting, no combativeness. I want to experience that just once. I knew going into my first one that I knew going into my first relationship that she wasn't a Christian. I knew that. But again, I felt like I do my own thing, and I lost in the end. This last go around, I was kind of told, hell, I'm a Christian. Oh, I definitely do things. But when it's like pulling teeth to get them to come to church, and that's with any female, dragging them to church, come to church, please come to church with me. That's not the heart of a Christian. And so years ago, I'm starting to think in my head, golly, I sure hope I'm not in what I'm praying I'm not in. And sure enough, once again, I lost and pride won and the devil wins. I'm single again today. And that's totally fine. But the goal in my life is to not find somebody, but to find myself. And then once I find myself and stop looking for other people, then one will be provided. But I assure you, this time around, if I jump into a relationship again, it will be with a born-again Christian, bar none. Because once I find myself, I'm going to be ready. But I'm going to be ready to do it the right way. There comes a time when you have to surrender and do things God's way. That's it. There comes a time when you have to just surrender yourself. A Romans 12, surrender. R12. And do things the way God wants you to do them. I struggle at that. I struggle big time at that. But as far as my relationship, I don't want commitment-phobia. I don't want that self-sabotage of when a girl starts to like me, I cower down and run away because I know there's something wrong with her if she likes me. I don't want that. I want to be involved, and I want to be in a relationship that is legit and real. But it's just difficult to find that person that is real, authentic. I've made a lot of changes to adapt to my new surroundings. I mean, stuff that I've been so particular on before, I've thrown out the window. I want a female that looks like this, that talks like this, that acts like this. I want to carry a wallet that looks like this. Where'd my wallet go? I mean, little things like my wallet. I've gotten so hard pressed on doing things this certain way, this certain regimen all the time. And over the past few months, I've thrown that crap out the window. No longer do I have to have an Old Glory every morning. I can't tell you how many cups of orange juice I've had over the past month and a half. Wake up, pour a glass of orange juice, and be good till lunch. I mean, little things that mean that, well, that means so much to me that I realize that I can just let go of. Let go. I was in Tuttle this morning, and I stopped and saw my Old Glory lady, And she wasn't there, unfortunately, but the girl I was talking to, I said, she's like, wow, you always get an Old Glory. I said, yeah, but that was an old me, different Chris. I don't ever get gas here either, and I got gas, you know? Just little things like that, just little changes that put me in a different spot to be able to live life. I love it. You know, I wouldn't trade my life right now for anything. There's there's a couple things I would change about it, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, I'm content with it. I think it's great. I enjoy being able to talk to many people. I enjoy being able to walk into a place, to own the room and sit down and be able to bring up a conversation with people. I especially enjoyed this time with this Patricia. Very cute, very gorgeous. And we hit it off on a whole lot of level. If it goes further, I like to run away. So we'll see if these levels collapse or not. I'm appreciative of where I'm at and putting myself in an environment that is beneficial to me. Always on the prowl, always seeking, but I'm totally fine with not finding what I'm looking for, because God will provide. Philippians 4, and when he does, I'll be ready. And I assure you, that person will be going to church with me, and I won't have to drag her. You just got to do things the right way. Do not be unequally yoked. People say that's about marriage, and it could be, yes, but it's also about friendships, marriage, relationships, all that. Don't partner yourself with an unbeliever. I can't tell you how many girlfriends I've had in the past that I've made that mistake. They have to show a life that is evidence of salvation. They have to show a life that is portraying a Christ-honoring life. And they got to do it better than me. I mean, I suck at it. I'm bad at it. It's not my desire to do wrong, but man, trying to live for Jesus is a hard thing. And and that's why they got to be better than me. Anybody's better than me. Anybody is better than me. I'm horrible. I'm a wretched person. But I'm so thankful for mercy and grace and forgiveness. You're never ever more like Christ when you're forgiving another person. Anybody that wrongs me, I'll gladly forgive them. Sometimes they just don't accept it or they don't seek it, and I can't force forgiveness, but I know in my heart I can forgive. Oh, there's my Land Rover. Hi, I love you. I can forgive. Siri, play No More by Eminem. Thank you, Siri. Another great song. Same song, just a different version. Yeah, things started changing. Things started creeping up on me, and it got to a point to where she started to try to change me. And she tried to make me be a person that I wasn't. Then, like, towards the very end, she started laying out this massive list of things that made no sense at all. Basically, I was inside of a plan that she was working towards, so she had to make up some things to use. But sadly enough, I've taken a lot of those things and I have changed them about myself. There was to a point to where you got to accept a person for who they are. You know, if a person lives for the obsession of this or that or these things, you know, let them be them. Because by George, I sure enough let people live for what they live for. Some people are passionate about golf and go for it. I'm not, so I can care less. But if you're passionate about golf, then you can live your life for golf and you can post on social media about golf all you want. I'm passionate about other things. So towards the end, making a list of things that I need to change about me, I'm like, no, I don't need to change me, you know? I'm fine with who I am. And other people can accept that. So if the person that I'm married to can't even accept that, then, I mean, why be together? So then trust issues came into play, and lots of lies were told, and I found out about a lot of lies. And once you start lying, then trust is completely gone. So I like I was saying earlier in that parking lot earlier this afternoon, I gotta find somebody that's real. I want to find somebody that's down on the heart level. Don't try to change a person. Just love them for who they are, who they represent, and the person that they want to become. I'm not saying I want to be a Blue Angel pilot, but by George, if I have the ambitions and the desire, then support me. If I ever make it, then that'll be great. If I don't, oh well. That's all I'm saying. Love people for who they are. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal.